Google Ads costs vary pretty greatly from industry to industry, niche to niche, depending on what type of ads you're running and all that. But let's talk about Google Ads costs, how to look at what your Google Ads costs are, what it all means, and some helpful information for optimizing. So when you're in your Google Ads account, by default, it'll start with all campaigns most likely, and then the overview. And from here, you can adjust these columns. So I always like to go with cost in green because it reminds me of money. So it's easy to remember. And then when you select costs, you'll be able to track your daily costs, and then it'll show your costs here, right? And if you have your campaign over here on the left-hand side and you select the campaign, then you'll actually be able to see a little bit further of a breakdown. You'll be able to see like your daily budget, the budget simulator, which I have a video on if you want to check that video. But really what you're probably concerned about is the costs, right? This column right here. And this is essentially just a calculation based on the clicks that you get and the cost for each of those clicks, right? That's where they get cost per click, or CPC. So this is calculated essentially by Google depending on how many clicks occur on your ads. And this is for search campaigns. There are different ways to run ads on Google. You can run YouTube video campaigns, and those get charged. You can have those get charged in different ways than a normal search campaign. But for like display ads and search ads, it's just going to be basic clicks as your way of getting charged. So you can see there's been 1,172 clicks on our campaign. And this is in the last couple months, I think. And from that, it's cost us $7.94 on average for each of those clicks. So if we multiply those two numbers together, that should be just about $9,305, right? Now, one thing I will say is a lot of people focus on costs, but when you're trying to build a business, it's really, marketing is an investment because it's an asset that can bring you more revenue. So an expense is typically something like, you buy a new car that you don't need, right? That's an expense. It's not going to bring you any money. But an investment, if you put $9,305, you invest that as your ad costs into Google Ads, and out comes the other end, a revenue value of $72,000, then it's not really a cost because it's bringing you a return on your investment. So just be sure not to focus too much on cost, but more focus on your return on investment, right? So the costs are pretty much irrelevant if you're not making any money. Then it doesn't matter what it costs because it's going to be a losing strategy in the end, right? So the way to get your conversion value up is to increase your conversion rate, for one. So you can see we have almost a 20% conversion rate. So 1 in 5 people that click on our ad become a lead. And so that brings the conversion cost down to like $40. And the value of the service offered is really high. So the conversion value is super high, which then means the conversion value over cost, also known as your return on ad spend, ends up being really high as well. So this is almost an 8x return on ad spend, meaning for every dollar that we put into this campaign, we get $8 back, right? Which is like, that's a no-brainer. So when you get to a point where you're seeing like a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8x return on your ad spend, then the only really limiting factor from that point is your search loss impression share due to budget and rank. Outside of that, you can basically just scale your budget as high as you can possibly take it, as long as your return on ad spend is staying consistent, right? So the cost can be as low as you want it to be. So we could have this set at 5 cents a day. But you're probably not going to see much come from that. So the cost is typically determined through the daily budget, right? So you set a daily budget. It's going to try to achieve that over the course, on average, over the course of a month, and that's going to accumulate to be your cost. So you have control over your costs by your daily budget. But ultimately, if you're using Google Ads, you're probably trying to make money. So the main thing to be focused on is probably conversion value. And if you're not seeing conversion value data, it's probably because you haven't set up conversion values in your conversion actions. So you'll have to go to tools and settings and then go to conversions here and get that all set up. I have another video for that as well. But that's pretty much the synopsis of Google Ads costs and what they all mean, how to read the different analytics. But if there's anything you have questions about in terms of Google Ads costs or anything else, don't hesitate to reach out. You can just drop your questions in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to them there. Look, if you're the type of person that just doesn't even want to deal with Google Ads anymore, then you can always reach out to me. My company is Missoula SEO Geek. I'll leave a link to my website down below, but we do manage Google Ads for different companies in different industries, and you can come learn about what we do, what makes us unique. You can even read some of the testimonials from some businesses that we've taken from 0 to over $1 million in revenue, like this one here, and really just see that, you know, this is the type of thing that's going to explode your business growth. So feel free to reach out. You can always give us a call or contact us through our website, and look forward to working with you.